Okay, hey everybody, Andrew Kent here, special guest Cole Butcher. We are talking today about a market update. Nice to be able to do this in person.
I know, here we are.
I know, man, you look good.
Still a little bit of space.
Yeah, just enough. It's been a little over a month since we talked last. Jumbo loans, so loans above 600,000 were just gone. A lot of lenders, not Intercap, had gone away from FHA. They just weren't doing them for a while. Rates were fluctuating from high threes to almost five one day there a while ago. Where are we now? What's kind of the update since then? There's some good stuff.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is the volatility has been basically diminished, right? I mean, the volatility in rates has diminished, so now we're seeing consistent rates over the last 2-3 weeks, which is a really good sign for the market, for the economy, to show that there's some consistency in how lenders are analyzing risk, right? And so I mean, you touch on jumbo loans. Jumbo loans are back. They are coming with extra hoops to jump through, new underwriting guidelines, things like that.
And
so
rates
are still killer. They're still mid threes, so it's still something that if you are looking at a jumbo loan, contact me and let's go through and figure out your case by case.
That's a big one because we thought with jumbo loans going away that higher price point, if you were listing, was going to just make it a bloodbath, and it really hasn't. It really, like everything else, has kind of stabilized. So good news there. And then FHA loans are solid. Rates are good.
They're killer right now. So
still like low threes.
Yeah, I mean they're dropping into the twos honestly on a 30-year. So.
Okay. Did you hear that, people? All right.
It's I don't want to say free money, but I mean we're getting close.
House,
we're getting
in
close.
The twos. Okay. So give me like a success story. Like what's a program or something that you're seeing that has been great in the last 30 days with rates and the market in general?
Yeah, well, one of my coolest experiences in the last month or so, a couple months, I guess, was a buyer that was looking obviously affected by COVID to some degree, and it had their ups and downs, concerns about the market. Anyway, we did an FHA product through Utah Housing Corporation. It's an awesome corporation here in Utah that allows them to do 100% financing, right? So there's a second 100%. Mortgage. Yeah, there's a second mortgage that's attached. That covers the down payment and a good majority of the closing costs as well. So, I mean, these clients were able to get, basically literally get into their house for nothing out of pocket other than their couple $100 of home inspection. Get a killer rate. The rate on that, as of today, was a 3.4% for Utah Housing on their first mortgage. And then it's only 2% higher on their second mortgage. It's an awesome product. Got them in the house. They didn't have a payment for 2 months. They got their earnest money back. I mean, it was just an awesome experience to get somebody into a great position when, a lot of other situations are, still trying to figure themselves out.
Yeah, and the key with that is there was some closing costs that could be covered by that loan.
Yes.
And so if you're in that lower price point, this house was 300.
Yep, 300.
If you're in that lower price point, one thing to key on is it is really hard for us as agents to make offers and compete with 10 other offers when we need to get closing costs paid for the buyer as well. So to have this loan program where some of those costs or a majority of those costs are all covered by the loan program, and we don't have to ask for them, it makes you as a buyer just that much stronger. And it makes my job a little bit easier on being able to get you into that home and really help you fight when you're going up against 4 and 5 and 6 and 10 offers.
Yeah, and that's a program that exists for first-time buyers and subsequent buyers. So if you've purchased a house in the past, but you've been renting or whatever it may be, and don't have money for a down payment, that's still a program that exists even if you have owned a home in the past.
Good to know. So obviously with all of this, every scenario is going to play out differently. So get a hold of Cole. We've got some information here coming up on the screen for you. Make sure you reach out to him. It's a simple phone call. Him and his team are fantastic of just letting you know the answers and exactly what you can qualify for, and then we can go out and do the rest. So that's a great way to go with it. One last thing that I wanted to touch on is a lot of people are maybe scared to list right now because it's like, well, where am I going to go? And house prices are so high. Cole made a good point, which was it's kind of that weird like balance time right now where we need more inventory. We thought that the inventory was going to go up. If you've watched any of the other market videos that I've done here recently, we thought that hey, it's going to turn into a buyer's market, and it totally has not. Like, not at all, not even for like a minute. There's not enough homes on the market. So just explain real quick why it really is a good time to buy and sell.
Well, it's just a unique position that we're in, right? Because you can sell at a premium because there's just the inventory is so low
Yeah.
here in Salt Lake,
Yeah.
especially, right? And so any buyer that is looking for a house, a new property shows up, and everybody goes out.
Oh, that's how it is with our clients. Like, we are on it when
Yeah.
every time they list, we're calling and say, hey, did you see it?
Yeah, and
Let's
then
go see
there's
it.
5, 6 offers, and they're competing to buy your house,
Yep.
right? So you're selling at a premium. So yes, you are probably buying at a little bit of a premium, or the prices are higher, right?
But how do rates help
on the
that?
flip side, it's a unique experience because rates are so low. Even on a conventional loan,
Yep.
you're getting into the 299, the low threes, mid threes section, depending on your scenario, and that's where you get into. It really doesn't matter that you're having to purchase for a little bit more than you thought you had to, because you're borrowing that money at such a cheaper rate that your payments are not being affected, and you're still getting into that new location or that new square footage that you were wanting to from selling and using the proceeds.
Yeah, because if your rate was at 4 or 4.5, which is still great, or even 5, and now you're at low threes, you go up on price, but the payment maybe stays very similar.
Exactly. I mean, 40, 50K can be affected by just a 1% difference in rate, right?
Yeah.
So the difference between 3 and 4% could be 50 grand on the same exact payment.
Yeah. So that's killer. Thanks for that info. Of course, get a hold of us. We'll walk you through those scenarios. We'll be able to help you answer the questions that you're wondering, and really just help you decide if now is a good time to buy or sell. So for Andrew Kent, Cole Butcher with Intercap Lending, appreciate the time. And as always, reach out to us, call us, text us, email us, and we'd love to be able to help and sit down and look at your scenario.